Welcome back, everybody. Oh, joyous day. More Riftbound in round 5. As before, if you missed it, I'm Nathan, joined by my first best friend, Christian. And like I said, we've got round 5 up, so yep.
Yeah, we're about to hop in here. Today we're watching Brian and Nick. Reflectiion, and I can't remember Brian's username.
I'm not sure.
Congree?
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, starting off the game, it is a Viktor Draven matchup. Viktor being one of the best A tier hovering around there.
That dude S tier is the best deck.
Yes.
Don't need to sugarcoat it. He's running the show.
Yes. Draven is by far, he's just so strong, honestly.
Yeah. So we see a good opener from Viktor, choosing to take the play, starting off on a plundering portal, which is very good. So we could see up to 2 gold generated, which I think is what we will see on the Viktor's turn.
Yep.
Which is very good because Viktor values this gold a lot more than most other decks. He's very power hungry. So the more resources that you can gain in these tokens, the better, because it cascades your resources as the game goes on. Yep. We see a very strong opener from Draven. Stack deck into Noxus Hopeful going second is 3 mana. You just got to cast stack deck, which is powerful, and then also you have a 4-might unit.
3 mana, get a card, and play a 4-might unit.
Yeah, very powerful.
Checks out to me.
Yep. So, Congree here debating if we want to make a token. We are going to say yes. Please give me some money. Yes.
Viktor being very power hungry, especially going into that late game. Most of his strong spells are costing 2 power or more. Getting this early game gold is great for offsetting that.
Yep. So we see Academy Manufacturer from Congree here. It's a 3 mana or 3 energy 2-might unit, makes a 1-might token. What this means is that we are not going to be able to contest combat from Draven on this turn, so we're going to lose this portal, and Draven's going to trigger the legend ability to draw a card. That is a concession that we're making. Heads up, the Draven knows there's nothing that could be there when we tap out like this. There's a cost associated with spending all of your resources, and this is that cost.
Yes. It is very strong. He opts not to make the gold. Draven's not really too power hungry, I guess, or he can use it a lot earlier. Tide Turner to swap the Noxus Hopeful.
Yep, this is fine. This is not the most interesting application of Tide Turner, but what this does allow is we still get to have a unit on that battlefield. This is a 2-mana 2-might unit that when you play it, you can swap the position of it and a unit on a battlefield that you choose, or at a location. You just swap the two when you play it. Choosing the Noxus allows you to develop this 2-might unit, so you're still developing, which is what you want to be doing in the stage, playing units to your backline. But it allows the Noxus Hopeful to go back to the base and be safe, which if you reference the match that we watched earlier when Troy playing Lee Sin really leveraged the ability of Lucian Merciless, the 3-mana orange Lucian, to go in and out of battlefields to save your powerful unit, take the point, and then come back out. This kind of does a workaround of that, where you get to conquer with your 4-might unit, push over the portal, and then the 4-might unit is actually safe in base after all said and done. It's very powerful.
Whoa.
Okay, so we see an Imperial Decree here, and this is gonna make every unit that takes damage this turn die. And then this is the combo in this deck, right? If you look at this deck, then one of the most powerful things you can do is Imperial Decree into Bellows Breath, which every time a unit takes damage this turn, kill it, and then deal 3 damage with Bellows Breath to deal 1 damage to up to 3 units at a location. Could have chosen to repeat it if he had the extra resources. Didn't do that. Wouldn't have chosen to do that if he did anyway, because we have Bellows Breath just shoot the backline. Yep. And so we have a judge call. I'm not 100% certain what this judge call is, because the token would kill the...
Can we run in there?
Yeah, so we'll pause. Go get it. Yeah. So I'll talk about this for a second. So I'm not exactly sure what this judge call is about, but it's always just safe to call a judge, right? You just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So Imperial Decree, whenever a unit takes damage this turn, kill it. We cast Bellows Breath to shoot the 2 units in the back line for 1 damage each. That kills them, right, because they take damage. And then we move into combat and move the 1-might token into the Tide Turner. 1 might is not enough to kill Tide Turner. But because we've played Imperial Decree, 1 damage is enough to kill anything. So the Titan Turner does die, or it should. I'm not sure what there. Maybe there could be a trick, and he had meant to cast a gust or something. So yeah, we'll see. Judge walk through this. So we're gonna look at this board again. Right, they're walking through Imperial Decree. Maybe this is a question of Imperial Decree. Is the combat damage, does that fulfill the requirement for Imperial Decree to kill the unit? This does just kill the Tide Turner, but maybe our Draven player here has not played against this particular card before. So it is always better just to be safe. If you have a question, ask the question.
Yep.
Okay, so we see them talking through it. I think he just wants to make sure that's that they'll trade. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just the question. I think he's just confirming that, or maybe he's asking for the Draven draw.
Yeah, in order to win a combat, by definition, you have to have units at the battlefield after combat damage is resolved, right? At the end of the resolution of the combat.
I do think that's true, but I remember people at PBG, there was apparently an argument for Draven draws here.
You don't win combat because you don't have units.
That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, they've defined what winning a combat is on like reminder text in set 3 in cards.
Okay.
You have to have a unit at the battlefield when the combat resolves in order for you to win the combat.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with combat damage being dealt or like you killing their guys. You don't win if you don't survive, right?
Correct.
Winning combat is not... A corpse can't win combat.
It's true.
Unless you're like Karthus or something, I guess. But
true, when they start adding them spirit synergies.
Yeah.
Karthus Legend next set.
Yeah, if you weren't a corpse at the beginning of combat, but you are a corpse at the end of combat, you don't win the combat.
Yeah. Does that also apply for Cogmaw?
Okay, chime in from chat. If Draven wins the combat draws and afterwards the damage will kill it. I think winning the combat happens at the very last step, right? You would need. Yeah,
so it's being ruled he's drawing a card.
Oh, he does win the combat?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's interesting. So damage, I guess that works a lot like it does in Magic.
Yeah, I don't...
Has to have the damage marked on it, and then the game state checks itself. I haven't had that come up, so that's interesting.
I believe the ruling is because Imperial Decree during combat happens during cleanup, and the combat is won before cleanup.
Yeah, it happens when the unit takes damage, I would assume, but maybe the... Okay, no, I'll ask about that for my, personally.
Right.
If he looked up in the rules. Yeah, no, that's a good thing to learn. That's a very relevant thing.
Yes, especially in current meta.
Yeah, with every deck is Draven, so.
Yes. Playing a
Ferris
Forerunner.
So, I think that the Draven matchup is actually totally fine for Viktor.
Mm-hmm.
I like playing the Viktor side of this matchup a lot. I've played a lot of the Viktor deck.
Yep.
Ferris Forerunner is the most annoying card to deal with as Viktor. It is 6 might. You got to work a little bit to kill. Singularity, Imperial Decree, a lot of things need to... You got to line up multiple things typically to kill this thing. And then when you finally kill it, it just makes more guys. So,
yes, it just makes a bunch of guys.
Yeah,
you don't have the benefit of purple being able to just put it back into their hand, which is how most Dravens or Aurelias get around Ferris Forerunner.
Yeah, just bouncing it is much better than killing it. Yeah, way more efficient.
Bringing out the Viktor. Not a lot of times where this Viktor actually comes out in these matchups.
Yeah, so that you play the yellow Viktor because the blue Viktor is basically you'll make almost the same amount of tokens from both abilities. Mm-hmm. But you only play the card when you have nothing else to do. Pretty much.
True.
It's a pretty innocuous guy. It's four mana or 4 energy and a power to play a 4 unit that maybe makes you 2 units over the course of a game if it lives.
Yeah.
It's just if it's the most efficient thing for you to do with your turn, you just play it. It's just not very impressive here.
Okay. He's pushing Ferris to Gold Horde.
Yep, Draven loves gold just as much as everyone else.
Yes.
We'll see if he chooses to accept the cost to make the gold. Right, takes money to make money.
Yes.
Gotta pay for it.
I wonder. I don't.
It looks like he's not going to, I think.
Oh.
Okay, no, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, he's gonna make a gold.
Yeah,
I don't know what other play he has right now.
If you have other things to do that are efficient, then you might as well, right?
I see the Darius. I see the Brennier in his hand. I do see stack deck, I believe. So maybe he's looking to stack deck Darius right now to push Manufacturer off the battlefield, or he's just gonna play Kaisa.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot. Are we not paying the accelerate cost? Is very interesting if we're not.
Yes, that is.
So this is a heuristic in Riftbound. So like I had talked about a bunch previously, how the first person to get to 6 points very often is the person to win the game, because you get the posture to go 7-8 in the same cycle. It's very powerful. Not conquering here is totally fine because you are already on an even number of points, and there's no reason to expose your Kaisa to danger and incur that additional cost to pay the accelerate if it doesn't actually change the number of turns in which you would win the game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just preserving resources because it doesn't actually change your clock.
Yeah, and it's a good play. I don't mind just playing Kaisa out, and I think Kaisa's a staple in like almost every red deck, right?
Not every red deck, but definitely 3 of in every Draven deck.
Okay. Because Kaisa's strong. Is
Yeah.
a 4-drop with Accelerate?
I wonder what Reflectiion has here for 3 mana that made him not want to spend the Accelerate cost. Because if we push into this Reaver's Row, we're not going to kill the Manufacturer, right? Congree will still be able to retain that 2-mana unit in the backline for future use. But we do, because there was a unit there, initiate a combat, and because we win combat with Kaisa, we draw 2 cards from Kaisa, Conquer, and Draven ability. So we are holding up 1 resource and saving a rune at the cost of a point, which again doesn't really matter because it doesn't change the clock, but denying ourselves 2 cards. So we could have paid 1 rune and an energy to draw 2 cards. And the Kaisa is almost completely safe because it would be a Reaver's Row. And we wouldn't be able to play around Singularity on it anyway because Singularity doesn't care where the unit is.
Right. And from what I saw in his hand, he has stack deck Darius, Brennier, the spinning axes.
Yeah, so it most likely represents stack deck plus spinning axe at action speed. And you could hold up spinning axe anyway. I'm curious to see why he didn't accelerate there. Maybe the sequence that he's looking to play for this turn requires 10 energy specifically.
Okay.
And if you accelerate the play, again, it doesn't change your clock, so there's not a ton of reason to do it unless you want the 2 cards. You would be on 9 resources 9 energy this turn.
Yep. Let's see. I did not see the card. He drew Edge of Night. He could be looking to Darius Spinning Axe. He has Overzealous.
There's a lot of things you can do. You're basically guaranteed to capture this battlefield because Congree went to 4, which is very good.
Okay.
We see Brent here. And now basically no matter what, we're going to see a response with this hidden card. The 2 cards it could most likely be is Hidden Blade. Okay, we do see Hidden Blade. So basically every card it could be just draws 2 cards. And our plan there is always to Hidden Blade our guy and draw a card even if we push in. And this is actually better for a Congree that combat was not initiated first, because in that spot you're never going to Hidden Blade the Kaisa.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't ever make sense to do that. The only time you want to Hidden Blade your opponent's cards is when it locks up the game for you or it prevents them from winning the game immediately. You don't want to let your opponent draw 2 cards like that, especially in Draven when they already draw so many cards.
Exactly.
So you might as well use it to fill up your own resources. But it's good that the Brent here came down now because it looked like we didn't really have anything else to do with the resources anyway.
Yeah. He's going to pull back Ferris Forerunner, which makes sense to me. Pulling back protects it from Imperial Decree, push a unit possibly.
Yep. I like this a lot because the Kaisa is pretty safe being on Reaver's Row. You let your opponent go to 6, probably. But then, you're playing purple, so you could have some stuff to stop that. But
yeah,
I really like setting up to go to 6 next turn yourself with Ferris plus Brent here in the backline, and Kaisa is almost assuredly safe here.
And And
because
that
it's on
is-
Reaver's Row. You get to go to set up to 6 as long as you can interrupt your opponent from gaining their 8th point on their following turn cycle, which is not that difficult to do once you've gone to 6 and you've stacked up these battlefields. As long as you can develop on the next cycle as well, even a moderate amount of power. And we have Darius Spinning Axe. There's a Falling Star in the hand, so
Yeah, and that hidden card is probably Edge of Night.
yeah, we're behind point tempo technically as a Draven because Congree is going to be able to go to 6 first. But you still, this Falling Star makes it difficult because you have to first threaten to be able to push over this Kaisa to even make me want to retreat off of the Reaver's Row. And you have to be able to push over Kaisa plus Spinning Axe because Draven's drawn a bunch of cards this game. We know he has a Spinning Axe, but you have to play around it as the Viktor here. It's very likely they have a Spinning Axe, right? Because they all play 3. Or the mid-range decks play 3, so you have to push, you have to represent to kill this Kaisa through a Spinning Axe to even make me want to Reaver's Row off.
Yep.
Which is going to be difficult. And then you need to be able to push through to 8 points on the following turn, which is going to be an even taller task through 5 cards after we draw for Draven plus Brynhir, Ferris Forerunner, and Kaisa on the back line. It's plus 11 runes or whatever he's going to go up to. It's going to be a lot.
Imperial Decree action speed?
Yes.
So you could push a unit in. Force him to either choose and then
which is definitely the sequencing. If there's another Bellows Breath Imperial Decree here, it actually is the game looks pretty bad for Draven. You would have to line it up again.
Xin
We still could have it, but push in, have them decline Reavers. Imperial Decree plus Bellows Breath to clean all 3 units in 2 different zones up would be a very good way to pull ahead as Congree here. But we don't have it, so we're pushing 5, saying, all right, priority on Reaver's Row. Oh, he had a hidden card. I didn't even see that. The sleeve is black. That's my fault.
Yeah,
okay.
He has the hidden card there.
Yep, so we're playing Edge of Night, and Edge of Night is an equipment with an effect that when you play it from hidden, you can reverse Weapon Master kind of play the equipment to the guy.
Yep.
Which puts Kaisa up to 6. We see a Stupefy to bring it down to 5 to bring the combat power to a draw, and then Spinning Axe to put Kaisa up to 8. Through the Stupefy, and 8 is bigger than 5. Let's see what else we have for Congree here. You absolutely need to win this combat.
He's doing salvage.
Oh, wow. Okay. Game 1, salvage. That has to be a 1 of. I've played 1 of salvage for a while, too.
I don't know. I think his Viktor deck is designed to play into a lot of Dravens.
Yeah, you can really tune your Draven deck to be good into
salvage.
Draven.
And then
right, that makes it a trade. Right, so there's no winning combat there. And we do get to conquer both of these battlefields here. Draven is tapped out. You just make a guy, make a token, push 2 tokens. Choose if you want to make a gold. And we made the first token off the Viktor Chosen Champion.
Yes.
The leader.
Now, when Nick Falling Starred, he Falling Starred the 2 other units rather than killing the yellow Viktor.
Yeah, but you'd have to pump both halves of Falling Star to kill Viktor because it's 4 might, right? So 3 and 3, 1 half doesn't kill it, and that's pretty inefficient to spend the Falling Star to kill Viktor. And you don't actually care about the Viktor that much. You just want to get bodies off the board.
True. I mean, he recreated the bodies.
Yeah,
so it has the same threat as it with Imperial Decree, which is what my thought was. Why I would have gone for the Viktor over it.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable.
He hides the hidden card there. I mean, what? It's Consult the Past or Hidden Blade.
Yeah. So if this is Hidden Blade, this is a spot that you actually would consider Hidden Blading your opponent's unit. Because if they don't have a Darius in this spot, it's going to be very difficult for them to capture both points. They need a Darius or a Kaisa.
Yes.
Which we know that I think he has 2 Darius in hands. Oh, that's not really going to be an issue.
He does have a Darius in his hand. He also has the Overzealous.
Yeah. It's just about units that can represent capturing the point through the Hidden Blade, which requires a threat that comes in ready, right? So we need an accelerated threat, which we have that covered. So if there's a spot if this is a Hidden Blade, again, Hidden Blading your opponent's units, generally quite bad. If there's a spot to do it, it's this one. Because you're at 6, you want to stop your opponent from going to 6, so that even if they stop you from going to 8 on the next cycle, you have 1 turn additionally to develop, because odd number points is way worse than even number points. If your opponent goes to 5 here, they can only go to 7 on the following turn. You can spend that cycle instead of trying to take battlefields, develop for the push to gain your last points on the next cycle.
Yeah. It was Hidden Blade.
Yep, so we did hit
2 cards.
Yeah, so we did Hidden Blade the guy. Which, again, that sucks. You don't want your opponent to draw cards. But if there's a time when you do it, it's this one. Because they're going to take one of these battlefields, and now you force your opponent to have an accelerated threat to be able to push you off the next battlefield, unless you have an action speed Hidden Blade from hand.
Does Congree have a unit that enters ready other than Zinzao? Because he's already used Zinzao.
Watcher.
Watcher, okay.
Thousand Tail Watcher, yeah.
Because I'm thinking his next play is Imperial, push, and then try to double conquer, but short 1 unit.
So if we don't have another Hidden Blade here, so we have Darius, we're going to need to play another card.
Yes.
To push. If our opponent here goes to 6, that's tough for us because we are absolutely required to take both battlefields this turn to win the game. Where if they stuck on 5 and we're not able to commit and successfully take both battlefields, we would have an additional turn to develop to make a Watcher play.
And that is a Ride the Wind, a Hopeful, and a Tide Turner off the stack deck. He takes the Tide Turner.
Okay. I mean, Tide Turner is okay.
Yes. Darius enters readied.
Yeah, well, Darius, he doesn't enter ready.
Or, yeah, he is readied by his ability.
Ready by his ability, yeah. So Reaver's Row saying, I can't beat this guy up with my guy, so yeah, Draven gonna even the game up to 6. And again, in general, like fundamental Riftbound, the player who goes to 6 is favored here, which is the Viktor player. And that's still true, but it's going to be difficult to push these large guys off of the battlefields with what we have here. It's going to have to involve Watcher. Minimum, and I think we have 6 runes and 7. I think we have 7 runes in play, so we'll have accelerated Watcher plus like a Bellows Breath or something, which isn't that good. Fight or Flight here is very good. Hidden.
I believe that hidden is Tide Turner. He does
nice.
He has a Foff in hand.
Tide Turner is very good. It gives us access to a second spell, so we could trigger this Darius and buff the power if that's relevant at all. I think for Viktor here, nice hidden card again.
Yep.
I'm not really concerned. I'm not concerned about the hidden cards. I think what you absolutely need here is a Imperial Decree.
Yep.
You need Imperial Decree because Watcher's not going to be enough to push off these battlefields through a Fight or Flight. You just don't have the board to be able to push through. So you're going to need Imperial Decree even without Bellows Breath, and you're going to need the Imperial Decree to like really work out. And it's going to be tough.
This is a rough spot for Brian because, I mean, it's Fight or Flight, it's Tide Turner. So if he Imperial Decrees into, what's that orange spell? We were just talking about Bellows Breath.
Bellows Breath.
The card fizzles, right? If the Darius swaps or disappears from that location?
Not if it's the only unit that's targeted.
Okay. So it requires 1 unit, and then it's like AoE around it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. He's 6. Okay. Oh. Blue. That's
this is a
Riptide.
Oh, Singularity.
Singularity.
Okay. Nice. Okay, that's very good because this plays around Tide Turner.
Yep.
And it plays around Fight or Flight because Singularity doesn't care where the unit is.
Yep.
Right. That's just literally a star exploding, right? So I don't care
I don't care where you are on the board.
The only hidden card I think that you really, really care about is Edge of Night. Which, if this hidden card isn't Edge of Night, then it, whatever. And then we see the Draven's Axe to save this unit.
Now he's deciding if he wants to reveal Tide Turner to keep it there.
This is interesting. I don't know if I agree with the Draven's Axe on this, Darius.
You would have done it on Ferris?
I probably would have put it on Ferris. I mean, you don't care if the Ferris dies, really, but Tide Turner plus the Axe buffs the Darius, which gets it out of range. But it does leave it dead to a token. So, I mean, I guess this is totally fine.
Yes. He doesn't have enough to do Imperial Decree. How much damage? He has 6 marked on him.
I think as long as this hidden card is, if it's fight or flight, we're fine because, I mean, how much is...
Darius has 4 health left because he's a 10.
Right, so we could win this game with Wages of Pain. Okay, Hidden Blade is very good. Oh my god, excuse me.
Hidden Blade here is great. He's going to Foff.
Yep.
Bad part is
No,
he's tapped out.
This is yeah, so this is very good. So Hidden Blade, we don't care if the Darius dies. We just need the Darius to not be at the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
So we get to push guy
Yep.
over the Tide Turner, and that was a really rough spot for Viktor. But we see how going to 6 points is such a huge advantage because Riftbound combat and just the interaction in general really, really favors the attacker. That's why you generally don't see people trying to hold because. The attacker chooses when the interactions happen and how they're set up. So trying to hold is very difficult. So as a Draven player, you need to hold one of these battlefields or you lose the game, right? Because if you don't hold if you don't hold at least one of these battlefields, that means that the Viktor conquers both from 6 to 8 because the Viktor went to 6 first. So yeah, we saw all 3 Hidden Blades in that game, and all 3 were very good. The second Hidden Blade didn't actually kill the unit. It killed a unit, but it didn't stop them from taking the battlefield because we had an accelerated threat on Draven's side. But what it did is force the Draven player to commit energy to play an accelerated threat, which limits the interaction they could have on your turn to stop you from conquering. So it's okay to let them draw the cards there because they have to commit so many more of their resources to take the battlefield to prevent you from winning the game, and it makes winning the game on the next turn easier because they're down those resources.
Yeah. I mean, Brian played it really well, honestly. I was shocked because I do know he runs Riptide Rex. I honestly thought he was just playing a Riptide Rex right there. Singularity, obviously, way better. He does have Time Warp. It was at the bottom of his deck.
I am a big hater. As somebody who's played like a lot of this Viktor deck, I hate Time Warp.
You hate Time Warp?
I think that it's like a win more card that doesn't win more, if you know what I mean. Like it's not really necessary for any matchups, I think. And it's
so
also
expensive.
difficult to find the spots to cast it that make any sense. It's not difficult to get to 10 resources as Viktor. I think you have enough gold generation that the cascading resources gets you to 10 reasonably quickly, but it would have been okay there. We go to 6 and then you just go to 8, right? But it's just really, really hard to line up.
It's also, into the Draven matchup, you're spending so much power and so much energy trying to deal with Draven. I can't see a time where Viktor is able to get up to that 10 energy spot for Time Warp to even work here. And going into game 2, I mean, Nick has a huge advantage with going first. Going first in Riftbound is... It's just better.
It is just better.
It is just better.
I think I have heard arguments from some players who maybe specialize in specific decks for specific matchups that going second is better, and I think that they're lying to themselves.
The best argument I've heard is going second on Lucian so that you can play him turn 1.
I did glaze 3-mana Lucian today a lot, specifically as one of the best plays in the game, going second. But going first is better in the decks that play Lucian because you get to develop a guy. Like in the Lee Sin deck that we saw, for example, going first, you would still just rather play 2-drop because on turn 2 you can play Lucian and then buff the Lucian.
Yes, exactly. Nick is throwing his runes all around. He is frazzled. We're playing on Voidgate and Targon's Peak. Targon's being the Draven battlefield, Voidgate being Viktor's battlefield.
Yeah, Voidgate generally, like historically for the couple months that the game's been out, in set 1, you only saw Voidgate being played in Kaisa. And not even in every Kaisa because most of them chose between game 1 battlefield of Voidgate versus Dreaming Tree. And because of the inclusion of set 2 cards like Wages of Pain and going up on copies of Singularity, and you have a lot of cards.
Bellows.
And Bellows Breath. You have a lot of cards actually in the non-red decks that do non-combat damage. So Voidgate, especially Bellows Breath, you could kill something that is 4 might with a Bellows Breath repeated.
Yeah, and that's
just
crazy.
1/3 of the card. You get to use the other pings.
Yes, exactly.
Too. It's kind of good. So
I do know Void Gate's also good, especially on Viktor when you're playing the Azir matchup. Because some people are playing Azir right now. Azir is also one of those decks that are kind of sneaking in there, can kind of compete.
I like Azir. I think you have to play really tight because you have access to low resources. You don't get to. It's like the Lee Sin thing where none of your cards draw cards, except you also don't have battlefields that draw cards.
Exactly.
So you really have to play tight.
But playing Void Gate into Azir is so good.
Yeah, Bellows Breath just kills the two-man.
Exactly.
Guys.
It's just so strong there. So I'm excited to see how he uses it. Starting off with 3 yellow runes.
Yeah, that's totally fine because you don't want to be spending power early.
Exactly.
Victor anyway. By the time you want to spend a power, unless you rolled like hextuple mind runes, then that's unlucky. You can't cast a Call a week or something. But it's a statistical anomaly at that point if you roll.
Yes.
Flip 6 blue.
They stack the runes.
I think you don't mind if you flip 6 yellow unless you are trying to cast Rex or Singularity. But you generally aren't casting those on curve anyway.
Yep. Draven with the turn 1 Treasure Hunter into the Conquer, being able to move, create gold. It's great for helping with D-Ramp. He has 2 Fighter Flights and a Overzealous Fan in his hand. A very... Wow. He just has a very anti-combat hand right here. He is conquering on Targons right now, so he is incentivized to spend that 2 energy real quick, which he's doing right now with Overzealous Fan. Because he's going to get the 2 energy right back.
Yeah. My first draft of this set 2 deck, actually, for like the first 3 weeks that I played with set 2 cards. In Viktor, I was playing Blue Viktor. When you play a spell on your opponent's turn, you make a guy.
Yep.
And you play a lot of spells anyway. Even this iteration of this can use Targon's Peak pretty well. I was playing Targon's Peak. And then when I played Targon's Peak and I played against Draven, they used it so much better than me. And
yes.
I just look like a fool giving them extra resources every turn. Turning Draven into Annie is not what you want to do.
Yeah.
So I cut it from the Viktor deck very quickly.
Yeah, I love using Targon's Peak with Yasuo. It feels nice with Yasuo. But...
Yeah, any deck that has those kinds of tricks. And turns out 2 is a perfect number for all these purple cards.
Yep.
Draven's Axe.
Yes. Purple loves that the 2 energy.
Yeah. Cast reactions and stuff. It's very good.
Nick just realizing he forgot the trigger on Targons.
Yeah,
to ready the 2 runes.
Yep, you missed it.
It doesn't seem like it matters. I don't think he would have spent a Fighter Flight on a Treasure Hunter.
No. In that spot, I'm probably giving it... I'd probably give my opponent the Targon's trigger, but I'm a little more lax than people in spots like this, unless it's like a really tight spot or we're,
Yep.
playing for some real money or something. In general, I think you should remember your triggers. You're responsible for those, and if you miss them, you should be punished for them. But I also give my opponents their triggers, and they miss them a fair amount of time.
That is true. He plays the Draven out. Great unit. Draven's great. 4 energy, no power.
We're gonna be able to take a point this turn. We don't want to accelerate a threat really if we have one because that's negative resources to not increase the clock, right? Because we would go from 1.
Passing.
Okay, passing is interesting. We are not going to even point. So that's actually, we're saying we're going to let this game go at least 1 turn longer.
Yeah.
Which favors the Viktor. Viktor wants the game to last quite a while.
Yeah, not pushing... I mean, even pushing Overzealous into the Recruit, I would have pushed into Void Gate, but readying those 2 runes are nice.
I don't think you want to push into Void Gate in that spot. Because
You're pushing Targons?
I'm pushing Targons.
Okay.
Yeah. You really want to not be on the Void Gate at all, if possible. Especially since, but passing here signals to me that Reflectiion wants to put this Draven and on a battlefield to win a combat and then move the Overzealous Fan up to protect the Draven. And you do not want to do that on Void Gate.
Yeah.
So your alternative was pushing to a battlefield and then playing the Draven to that battlefield. You don't want to do that on Void Gate because you just get ranched by any number of these blue cards that do damage.
Congree taking over Void Gate with the Plundering Poro, creating more gold for him.
Yeah, couldn't conquer the other battlefield because he held it, so you have to move to the other one. And this is fine because if your opponent wants to contest this battlefield, they're at the Void Gate. The Draven will have to go to the Void Gate at some point if he wants the game to end at any reasonable turn.
Yes. He's playing Brennier. Congree left up so many runes. It's a great Brainier play right here.
Yeah, Brainier's good.
Lets you
right
get some prio. Draven, I still don't like pushing Draven into that void gate.
I think that it's fine if you have a fight or flight to hide.
Yes, you're right.
If you have a fight or flight to hide here, I actually like it because all of the things that aren't singularity, so the things that wouldn't kill him without void gate, all target at the battlefield.
The battlefield, yep.
Yeah, or all they all target the battlefield, but even like a repeated Bellows Breath requires him to be at the battlefield for it to be lethal. If he moves off the battlefield and has dealt that damage, then it's not enough to kill him because he's not at the void gate any longer.
Double conquering Targons and void gate here. He's going to be able to ready 2 runes, which is fantastic for him. He does have the 2 Foffs in hand, the Fighter Flights. I do think he also has a Tide Turner. So I could see him hiding Tide Turner, Targons, and then Fighter Flight at void gate. He has 1 gold to spend, so...
Yeah, I actually like playing the Tide Turner to base. But we're holding 4 mana up and not hiding a card at all, so...
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious what this is signaling.
I don't know. I think Draven is going to die here. I don't know what he has in his hand that can protect it. I didn't see spinning axes. There's a chance he has them. Yeah, wages.
Yeah, this is what we see. Wages on the void gate just kills him. Avoids combat, so he doesn't get to trigger.
Might look to hard bargain. Maybe that's his plan.
Yeah, repeated hard bargain here is just not that good either.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Draven dies. Congree gets a gold.
And here, I'm not actually concerned about taking this Targon's Peak. We'd have to commit some more resources. You're not guaranteed to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, it doesn't change the clock.
Yeah, not taking it just sets the game to 4-4 with the Draven having the turn. Well, no, it looks like he's going to take it. He stupefies the Overzealous.
Yeah, it might just be cycling a card as well. If this goes wrong, you give them a card. And I think you want to just push to Void Gate and then develop. But if this works, yeah, it's pretty good.
He's going to... It looks like he wants to Foff. Yep, there goes the Fighter Flight. Oh, he's going to Fighter Flight. Okay, Fighter Flight the Overzealous back.
Sure.
Congree goes to 4. He hasn't taken Void Gate yet, right? So that's
Correct.
5.
Yeah, you go to 5. It might be difficult depending on what you develop here to take both battlefields next turn. So I don't hate going to 5 here.
I think he might just play a token and play Viktor, honestly.
Yeah, maybe we're definitely hiding a card with these treasure.
Yep.
That's one of the really powerful things that the treasure enables, allow you to hide cards without detracting from your resource development.
Yep.
Because paying a power cost to hide these cards is a big cost, and you really need to be hiding these cards because all the cards that refill your hand are the hidden cards pretty much in this deck.
Yep. Let's see, he's tapping 2, paying a gold. Is he culling? Salvage. Okay.
Blow up the opponent's tapped gold so that they can't respond.
Okay. Blown up a gold. Draw a card.
Yeah, I'm sure that he targeted the tapped one and that the one that remaining is untapped, but it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
You can't target the ready one or they can sacrifice it.
Yeah. Oh, really? You could just sacrifice it? Oh, because it's a reaction.
You still draw the card.
Yeah.
But they have a power on that turn, so it's a small optimization. If you still just get rid of a gold, if they're not spending the power on your turn, then it doesn't matter anyway. But it denies them the ability to get that value anyway.
Right. He's pushing Overzealous.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we're winning, right? So what's your hidden card? What else you got?
Yeah. Wages or Hidden Blade.
And I think you're supposed to. Okay, yeah, you hidden blade your guy. I think you're supposed to push the Bryn here into it because if they hidden blade your Bryn here and you draw 2 cards, that's so good for you. Who cares, right? I'll draw 2 cards. That's fine.
He's hard bargaining.
Well, debating the hard bargain.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
He said, "All right, brother, He said, hold on. How many resources do you have up? Oh, 4. That's exactly enough to pay for my counter spell. And then Congree said, all right, brother, make the choice. He said, all right, I won't do it.
Yep.
You saw him smile there.
He knows Brian's just gonna pay for it. He doesn't have to interact with the battlefields as much on his turn coming up. He can just spend it developing. He has the Brennier up right now. Last Right's coming out. Okay. He's gonna equip the Last Rights. Probably bring back Draven after Conquer.
Oh yeah, it's shovel time, baby.
It's shovel.
Let's dig up some corpses.
Let's see. Last Rights. Famously, the Callista Spear that she uses. So, spending the gold, he's going to choose to recycle Fight or Flight Treasure Hunter, is my guess. Yeah.
I think that it doesn't matter. You're not seeing those cards ever again.
Yeah.
You just don't want to get rid of the unit, right?
Yeah.
Or Last Rights doesn't have any text.
Yes. Just don't get rid of the Draven.
But yeah, Last Rights is very good here because it, makes your board stronger, harder to kill. This plays on Singularity. It's very good. And then you just get to develop your chosen champion, and 4-mana Draven is very powerful.
Yes. 4-mana Draven is really strong. We see Brian thinking about it. I'm guessing he has a Hidden Blade in hand, maybe.
Yeah, and Lost Rights is York's shovel. I wasn't going to say anything, but...
Is it?
Yeah, her clear black spear is like... her shield, it's a black spear, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's a shard of something. I can't remember in game what it's called. But yeah, Lost Rights is York's shovel.
Got it. He's salvaging... Is he going to... Yeah, if he spends the 4, he can't... I guess he's saving the last right, or he's saving the Last Rights.
That's fine. We don't care about this because it denies him using the Last Rights.
Correct. So as long as he can get Brennier off the battlefield before it holds, the Draven still stays in the trash.
Yep, Draven draw a card here because of winning combat, because Draven is fair and balanced.
Very balanced. Let's see, he's got 3 runes up. Probably passes here. Maybe hides a card. I'm guessing he hides a Fight or Flight under Brennier. Oh, he is going to ready too. That is right. He conquered with Targons this turn. Let's see. He's thinking about it. Hiding a card. There it is. So it's probably Fight or Flight he's hiding there. He wants to keep the Brennier alive with the shovel.
Mm-hmm.
Tapping too? Okay. Yep. Nox is hopeful. In base.
Yeah, Fight or Flight is going to be very important because we've been talking about this Void Gate. We've been talking about Singularity all game. Brenhier's 7 power.
Yeah.
And you know what kills the 7 power of Brenhier on Void Gate?
A Singularity.
A Singularity, baby. So, yeah. If you move it off, it'll still take 6. It won't die. Singularity Stupefy beats that, though. So
That is true.
we'll see what we have.
Let's see here. He has 1 unit to use right now. Obviously, his biggest threat right now is that Brennier. He wants to find a way to get rid of that Brennier.
Yeah, Congree absolutely is required to go to 6 this turn, or the game is going to be extremely difficult to win.
Yep.
You don't have to answer the Brennier here, but...
Not answering it gives him the ability to play Draven back out.
Yeah, which is fine. Okay.
Okay.
Decree.
Decree.
I hope we have a Bellows. That would... I mean, Bellows makes this...
I'm assuming he's
better.
playing around the Bellows, right? Because he probably assumes that that is a Fight or Flight. He's going to push in, reveal, Fight or Flight.
I don't like pushing here if we have Bellows. You would just Bellows instead.
He Fight or Flights the unit.
Yeah, and he Fight or Flights the unit here because now Viktor cannot go to 6 points. Talking about the nuances of passing focus, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, there's basically in order to go to 6 here, you have to have a Zinzao plus make a guy.
Okay. Yep. That makes sense. Yeah, he takes them both out. Very strong Bellows Breath repeated. He doesn't have anything awakened right now, so he's probably just playing a unit out.
Yeah, this was a big risk pushing the guy first, because it's almost pretty obvious it's a fight or flight, and if they want to push their Bryn here to save it, then you get to clean up the entire board with a repeated Bellows Breath because 2 of the units will be at the same location, and I respect that play, but when you get your own guy fight or flighted, it stops you from going to 6, and now your opponent is at 6. They get to retreat, develop, and then, we're in that stage of the game where you're going to have to go to 6, and then develop and stop your opponent from being able to go to 8, and also be able to push over them on the next cycle. And it's just a lot to ask from the person who is behind in tempo, or the person who goes to 6 second. So I think I would have liked to see that token pushed after the Bellows Breath. If we were fine not killing this Overzealous fan, which we were fine not killing the Overzealous fan, that's all right. I think we could have played around the fight or flight if we repeated the Bellows Breath and then pushed the token.
So is he going to play Darius, equip the shovel, +1 for the Darius ability?
I guess if you equip shovel, it plays around Singularity.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be at 7. You just want to spend this turn developing. You don't need to take a point. You don't need to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Just make the board as fat as possible.
I was more thinking to bring Draven or Brennier back out. I guess you don't care if you bring Brennier back out. Although Brennier on a hold with Last Rites, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he is doing this, though.
If you equip here, it's not to play another spell and try to take points. It's to play around Singularity.
Okay. He's doing Foff. Yep. Foff.
And I'm not sure if Reflection's done the math, but Congree is on 7 resources, which means that next turn he'll be on 9, which is very notably not 10, so you cannot lose the Time Warp on this cycle.
Yes. So, are you thinking that's what he's playing around right now, or you think he's just developing?
You don't need to play around it because he can't cast it.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
He can't go to 10 because he's on 7 now. So if Time Warp would win the game here, if Congree had 8 resources now.
Okay. Takes out the beggar. Is that their name?
Honest Broker.
Honest broker.
A respectable merchant, not a street urchin. Right? Get it right.
Yeah.
No respect for the business class.
No, I have no respect for broker. He pushed in. He is activating Last Rites.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this. Going to 7, not that important, but it is difficult to push this off the battlefield as the victor, and this does allow you to develop further.
Nox is hopeful. Okay.
Very cool. We see another hopeful.
2 energy.
Tide Turner.
Tide Turner.
Oh, okay, nice, and get the thing off the board gate. Yep, don't hate that either.
Very strong play.
Going to 7 doesn't matter at all. But now, Congree is absolutely required to kill this Tide Turner, or at a minimum, or the hold point wins the game. So
theoretically, you could have another Imperial Decree Bellows Breath.
Basically, Draven is asking, hey, answer this and also prevent me from scoring both next turn on 9 resources. Very, very, very hard.
That's Thousand Tails.
Okay, Watcher plus Bellows is actually totally fine here, because if the Draven doesn't have another threat to deploy, then we get to kill the backline. But you need to have Bellows Breath right here. You need it, or you just lose on board, I think, to any number of spells.
He readies 2 at the end of the turn. 1 energy left.
You're basically required to have a Bellows Breath here. We played a guy. Okay, yeah, so we didn't have the Bellows. Bellows Breath is very pivotal in this matchup because you get to pair it with Thousand Tail Watcher and Imperial Decree.
Yes.
And it would have been very powerful. You would not have killed the Darius, but if you can fade another Accelerate threat, then you would win the game off holding.
Yes, and this is game 2 right now.
Yep.
They do have 14 minutes. They're about to play. Definitely going to go to time in game 3 if that shows up.
It's a very grindy matchup.
Stupefy.
Stupefy, your guy.
Yep.
I draw a card.
They trade.
Which is totally fine because we have another guy.
He's going to play there.
right, cannot score here, so drawing a card. In Riftbound, if you have 7, if you were to score your victory point, but it cannot legally be your victory point, right, we can't win the game with a conquer if we haven't scored the other battlefield this turn. You draw a card instead of scoring the point.
Yes.
But because we've conquered a battlefield, because we've scored the one battlefield, if we conquer the other battlefield, then we do win the game. And we see Congree scooping up here, said,
yes.
all right, we don't have a lot of time. I'm not going to make you spend the 10 seconds to attack.
Yep.
Because this buffed Draven is 9 might plus Kaisa is 13, and 13 is way more than 7 for Watcher. So that is game 2 going to Reflectiion, evening the series up, and we are going to a game 3.
Yes. Game 3 is about to start.
So what do you feel about this matchup with the Viktor player going to choose to play draw now? So for what's worth,
Play draw, you mean go first or?
First, sorry,
Yes.
yeah, going first or second, yeah.
Viktor going first here is very good. Viktor has a lot of 2-drops that he likes, like Plundering Poro, the Broker. And most importantly, I think he just wants to deny the Draven aggro that when you play Draven, when you go first, you have so much aggro that you can play. Dravens most commonly they just play Obelisk, so when they go second, they'll just get either 2-drops or they'll get their Draven.
Yeah, and I think Congree knows that at this point. All the Dravens play going second, so you want max 2-drops, or you could go the other way as well. So, I mean, going first, if you have a 2 energy unit to play, you get to play 2 bodies on the first turn, which is extremely so disgusting,
Yes.
right? Because you get to play make a guy with Viktor. Your opponent has 4 energy. They get to play their chosen champion, but then you score to 2. They're only threatening to score to 1 unless they have a Kaisa or Draven, something like Darius plus Stack Deck, which isn't super likely. So you're really ahead on points there,
Yes.
and you have 5 mana to develop anything else on your second turn.
Yeah, it makes it very strong if Brian goes first here. I have seen some Viktors go second here just to deny the play Draven turn 2, which I don't really agree with. It goes back to what we were saying earlier. Going second in Riftbound is just almost never the correct play.
Yep. We see. Do see the Obelisk Power and even
Yes.
Conservatory. I think these are pretty standard battlefield configurations for both players. They're both playing them in the games that they're meant to be playing them in. I personally don't like this Ravenbloom Conservatory card as much. I think there are other things that are more powerful that you could be playing. And the other decks, like you will see Draven defend and probably draw 2 cards off this Ravensbloom Conservatory this game.
Which does suck, right? Like Draven being able to grab access to his trick spells.
You want your battlefields to be as asymmetrical as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Either in that you can't use them, or your opponents generally can't use them, and your deck is built to use them. Something like the Sunken Temple, where not every deck plays mighty units, but if you're a deck that plays a lot of mighty units, that's a symmetrical effect that is turned asymmetrical.
Brian not playing a 2-drop on the first turn.
Yep, missed a 2-drop, didn't have a 3-drop either.
And
double develop is very good. It's the same thing that I said was good about Viktor going first, playing 2-drop guy. This allows you to double conquer next turn.
Yes.
Probably double conquer next turn. We could see Viktor activation plus Zinzao to take both battlefields, but
which
outside of that, we're not going to see going to 2 points here. Which
might.
we do. It looks like tucking 2. Bellows, okay.
Oh,
That's a very, very aggressive play. We are trading our Bellows Breath and, more importantly, 2 runes to answer these 2 guys.
Yes.
And
which I think Brian's playing around the time right now. He's trying to play because when you go to overtime in Riftbound, new rule state, 3 turns, player who has prio on minute or when time happens, that's turn 0, 1, 2, 3. You have to win by 2 or it's a draw.
Yes, correct. I think more so, even if this is an untimed game, I still think that that's a line that is totally respectable, because you force your opponent to spend their next turn developing units while you're scoring and developing and recouping those resources.
Yeah.
So that's a totally fine play to answer both of those guys. Again, Bellows Breath I think is just one of those powerful cards in this deck. It solves a lot of problems.
We're probably going to see Brian play super aggro in this last game. Probably the Draven comes out here. I would not be surprised if when Draven attacks, I see a Hidden Blade on the Draven immediately.
If our hand just solo loses to the Draven, sure, but if we are Hidden Blading this guy here, we're probably just losing the game, to be honest. You really don't want to be Hidden Blading the guy unless it immediately wins the game or it immediately prevents your opponent from winning the game.
Right, okay. I mean, Brian's at 3. Passes the turn. Or no, Brian still has probably my fault.
Yeah, we can at minimum make another guy. Oh, okay.
Call
Excellent.
the week.
Yeah, that's
okay.
the first call of the week we've seen this match. MVP in matchups like this, where you get to exchange resources early. The Draven's vulnerable. You see Reflectiion just nodding like, yep.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff that you just played there.
Takes all my units away.
Yep, so we are aggressively spending power. We are very behind the Draven in runes. But we are very up on points. And we're going to stay up on points.
So he has Kai'Sa in hand, which I assume he's about to play accelerated. Because he's going to try... I assume he wants to claw back on that tempo. But Kai'Sa accelerated here is also very dangerous. So, see, there it is.
I don't think there's anything we could have except another Hidden Blade. And again, I would never Hidden Blade this thing.
I would. I would love to Hidden Blade this
It's bad. It's bad.
the tilt factor. You got to tilt your opponent.
No, you don't tilt your opponent by letting them have 9 cards in hand.
Now, if that Raven Bloom reveals a Hidden Blade, I feel obligated to use it.
No,
that seems fate.
No, man, you can't do that there.
Let's see. He's thinking about it. He is going to go to the Raven Bloom. So Brian's going to reveal the top card of his deck. It is Pickpocket.
Not a unit.
Goes to the bottom of the
classic
deck.
skill diff. Also, I would not be playing Pickpocket in this matchup. I think I would cut whatever I had in the main, and if they're in the sideboard, I wouldn't bring them in.
Yeah, he used him once to steal 1 gold.
Yeah, and that's like okay, but Draven doesn't consistently make enough gold, I think, and it's not really pivotal to their game plan. I really only want it against decks that are playing steals.
I think on that first matchup with the gold generating battlefield, it's probably fine to keep in there. But you're right, probably sideboarding it out afterwards is the best option right there.
Yeah. So this is where things get a little dicey because we did a really good job at stunting our opponent's development and, scoring a bunch of points, and we're pretty ahead on points. Like this is a full turn, about to be almost 2 full turns worth of point progress over the Draven. But we only have 6 runes, and killing this Kai'Sa is going to be very hard.
Yes.
And if the Kai'Sa lives, that means we're only going to need 4, which is fine. Going to 4 here is basically guaranteed. It's what you want to do, but.
And the treasure hunt in their back is a great idea, or a great plan.
Yeah,
protects against Cole.
Yeah, I think you have to develop this turn. I don't think you can. If you have a singularity here, I don't think you're allowed to cast it.
Yeah, I could if he had
unless you are praying that the Draven run just has no more guys left, which could totally happen. We kill everything else. Like, show me some more guys.
Yeah, that's what I would think if he played around that. I mean, obviously he probably doesn't have Bellows or. Well, what did he just spend that on? Oh, Glass Mixologist. Okay.
Yeah, people are playing this Mixologist card in this deck, and I'm a big hater.
You think it's fake?
I think it's so bad, yeah. But it is good into, Kai'Sa. I don't think it's very good into, Draven.
I think it's great.
I really wanted to see us not spend any more power that turn. I think going to 8 is so important, because, next turn, we totally could have, made a guy develop something else, and then represented a Watcher. And that's really powerful. And now we can't Watcher next turn. So because our plan should be set up this turn to be able to go to 6 next turn. And now, I'm not sure how we do that. We could still raw Watcher plus this 5 mana, 5 might unit that we just played. But I don't know. The Mixologist, even if when this dies, there's nothing in the trash to even get off the effect, right? We've only played tokens. We saw 1 Pickpocket, and it went to the bottom of the deck. So maybe this was just the best play, and there was literally nothing else to do in hand, and then, hey, you got to play what you got, but...
Fight or flight with the Kaisa, pushing it there.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull Draven out.
Yeah, fight or flight does a kind. If you have a ready guy on a battlefield, can do kind of a ride the wind impression where you, which what we saw him do is, use the fight or flight to spook your own guy back to base, and then it's ready so it can attack. And nice, we get the Conquer trigger 2 turns in a row with the same Kaisa, which is unusual Sans movement ability.
Yes.
It's very powerful.
Is he going to pay the 4 to bring the Draven out here?
I think that you should.
I think he should too, but he does have 2 Noxus. Or does he have 2 Noxus Hopefuls in hand or just 1? Because I think that's what he's looking at. I think I just saw 2.
2 or 3, yeah.
So that's what he's deciding right now.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 of them right there. He is going to opt for Draven instead of the Hopefuls, which I don't really agree with. I think the Hopefuls were a better idea.
Yeah, that's interesting for sure.
But maybe now you have the Hopefuls in case he wipes your board.
You can also play it when you hold.
Yeah.
So I think I would have played the Hopefuls probably, but this is fine. So we're hiding a card. Could be Edge of Night or Fight or Flight are the most likely options.
I did not see.
Because if you have Switcheroo in your deck, it does not stand for this matchup.
No, you take Switcheroo out immediately. I'll Switcheroo with that 1 Might token.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. It is 4-3, 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Judge came in to ask the time.
Okay, nice.
Let's see, he's playing 4 and 2.
Right. So as it stands, okay, Singularity, very
okay,
good.
so 6 and 2. I miscounted.
Yep, Fight or Flight doesn't save this. Yep. Nice. So that's very good because it's not just a 1 for 2, which is already insane. That's why Singularity is so good. It's 1 card, you answer 2 cards. We got a Fight or Flight out of it. So our opponent tucked a rune.
Yep.
And we took it.
Yes.
And we took the hidden card, and they didn't get to use it. So they're down a rune.
And he has to do another rune in order to use the last rites.
Yeah.
If he wants to bring that back. He's going to make another token. He's up to 5 right now, tucking for a hidden. There's still nothing in that trash for the Glass Mixologist to hit.
Hey, the 5 Might unit,
Yeah.
plus the Singularity follow-up was insane, so good enough. It's going to be hard to push this thing over minus a Darius. Well, there's a Draven's Axe, right, I think. So you could equip this thing and then also Draven's Axe.
You could Super Treasure Hunter.
Yeah, just that man's hunting planets, for sure.
Can you accelerate Kaisa from trash?
Yeah, if you play a card ignoring its cost, you can pay for those additional costs. Like, you can play Accelerate off of an Aurora.
Okay.
Or off of a Glass Mythologist or whatever.
Okay. Baited Hook would probably be the most
baited Hook, yeah, that's the most common one. You can pay Accelerate off of Baited Hook.
Okay. So it looks...
You just don't see it very often, yeah.
Looks good. I mean, I don't know if I want to commit... Oh, Brennier. Okay, so I'm assuming he's going to Brennier, equip it to the Treasure Hunter, push the Treasure Hunter into that token. And then... Well, I guess he can't bring anything out with that. He doesn't have any energy after that. But that is probably his idea going into this right now. He played Noxus Hopeful, play for the
this is rough, yeah.
last rights on defense.
Well, this stops us from playing our hidden card, and we didn't play it. So I wonder what this hidden card is.
Yeah.
We missed again. Unlucky.
Yeah, so that fizzles. I wonder why he didn't use the hidden.
We'll see what it is, yeah.
Wages.
Wages of Pain. That makes sense. I still would have Wages of Pain my own guy.
I would have, yeah.
To make a gold, for sure. Because you're losing the card and the guy anyway, just face up on the board. I guess this forces the Draven player to commit a rune and cards to equip.
Yeah, because if he...
Yeah, then he just pushes the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's fine, I guess.
Now, Nick isn't forgetting about his gold token. I don't know if that matters that much right now. But Brian is going to hold to... Brian's going to hold to 7.
You got to remember your triggers.
Yeah.
This is probably a Noxus Hopeful.
Yeah. Nox is hopeful. I
think
you
you have to play this to Raven Blue Conservatory.
Yeah. I think
you have to play it to Conservatory, or you're throwing the game. So yep. All right, their end turns is.
So it is
Judging
turn
them?
1 right now. Brian has turn 1. I believe Cameron's in there.
Is he? I can't see.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's in there.
Nice, thank you.
He's in there. Dice at the bottom of the screen right now representing turns. It is turn 1 on
Yep.
Brian.
So you need to be up 2 points if the game's not concluded in order to win, which we currently are.
We might not get there.
Yeah, we're on 5 or 6 runes. So if we can answer both these units on this battlefield and push the token in, we're fine. So, you know what wins the game here? Singularity.
True. Singularity.
This disgusting singularity. This disgusting singularity card.
Also have. Okay, that's
Salvage. Okay, salvage is really good.
salvage. Draw a card. Does that card win you the game?
Well, we're just so low on resources because we committed so much so early to answer guys, which is good. But now
It's been working out for him.
Yeah, but now we have like 10 cards in hand and we can't pay for anything because we have no runes, right? So there is a cost associated with playing that aggressive with your removal spells.
Stupefy. Okay, I think he's just card fishing.
If this is a Bellows Breath, the game's over.
Wages on the and then push to trade, I guess.
I kind of hate that because then we can't score both next turn because we don't have enough guys unless it's Watcher plus Glass Mixologist. Not winning the game here is really bad for the Viktor.
Yeah, he also can't push Thousand Tails next turn if he had it. So that Raven Bloom will go off.
Okay, Raven Bloom has missed every time this
Raven Bloom hitting that Darius has got to feel awful. Unless he has a Darius in his hand, but I did not see a Darius in his hand. And also, Nick has equipped that Last Rites twice and not hit it either time, right?
Did we put the Last Rites in the graveyard?
Yeah, it died from salvage.
Oh, got it. You're right. Sorry.
So that's got to feel a little bad. Now the question is, he is going to keep the Glass Mixologist there. So he wants the Glass Mixologist to die?
He's just checked. I don't think he has anything in trash, right? Have we played a non-token unit?
Did we play Zinzao this game?
I don't think so.
I don't think we played Zinzao this game. I don't think he has a unit in his trash. Spinning Axe onto the Brennier. Brennier push up to the Glass Mycologist. It will die.
Yeah, I'm curious to see this.
Well, okay, so next turn 2, right?
Did we have?
So
Yeah, we didn't have a guy. That I don't know why we kept the Mixologist to that battlefield.
Here's why. Brian is turn 2 right now. They did not flip the dice.
Yeah.
So even if Nick doesn't conquer that battlefield and passes the turn, Brian will win.
Right, yeah, but if he conquers the battlefield, then you're cooked.
But
right?
then it's a draw.
Right, and then they're both out of top 8.
But I don't think he has anything.
Yeah, sometimes you get rewarded. I think it was.
Well, he saw the Darius get bottomed, so maybe that was his plan. That was his
There
idea.
are more Darius plus there's
Right.
Kaisa plus spinning axe. Like you lose to Kaisa spinning axe, you lose to Kaisa fight or flight, you lose to ride the wind.
Yep.
I mean, you don't lose, but like it's a draw, right? And you want that guy because it would allow you to, represent taking both battlefields, potentially, or killing the Brent here maybe. Yeah.
And
So
Nick finding out that if he passes right now, he will lose.
Yeah, he's got
nothing. Yeah.
He's got really good cards in the matchup, but
Yeah.
just doesn't have an accelerate threat, so unfortunately can't close that one out.
Yeah, that has got to be rough.
Congrats to Congree on Viktor for taking that one. It looked a little dicey. I think that it's very easy for the Viktor player to get punished by playing that aggressively with the runes, but sometimes the Draven just sometimes your opponent doesn't have it.
Yeah.
If the Draven was able to stabilize it, even just that turn, if there were more turns in this game, I don't think the Viktor can win. But because we were in time, and I don't think anyone was playing slow or anything, it's just
it's just the nature of the matchup.
Yeah, you got to call it at some point in Swiss rounds, and that's how the rules are.
Yeah. But we are going to head into top 8 soon. We're going to head into top 8. Brian is going to be there with his Viktor.
Yep. So we'll get Brian in here for a post-game interview real quick, and then we'll cut away and then do the top 8. I don't really have a whole lot to say.
Yeah, I was going to say,
let him talk about that matchup with you, and then we'll take it from there.
Cool. We'll be right back with the interview.
Thanks.
Welcome back. Today we have right here Brian, or Congree, the winner of our last match into Draven. Brian, I want to ask, how do you feel Viktor into Draven? What is it? What are your thoughts going into these matchups?
I actually haven't fought very many Dravens, surprisingly, but I hear it's supposed to be good for Viktor, and I was pleasantly surprised this time that I was able to pull out the win. There were definitely some close calls in there, though.
Yeah, there were a ton of close calls, especially the last play where you kept your glass mixologist there. What's your thought process behind that? You want to leave it there?
So I was tapped out. I wanted to leave it there just so he had to do something, because otherwise he'd just trade with a Bryn here. And honestly, we were in turns, so I was already at 7. Conquering the next turn wasn't going to do me anything unless I could conquer both, and there's not a whole lot of accelerate into Viktor that I can hopefully pull other than, the one guy that I can't
The Thousand Tail?
Yeah.
Yes. And early on into the last game, you were spending so much of your resources. Bella's Breath, turn 2? You Bella's Breath turns 2, take out his entire developed board. Were you playing that way because into the Viktor Draven matchup you are playing more aggro, or are you playing that way because time is coming up soon and you're trying to limit his options?
I was trying to be a little more aggro. I know actually being Viktor, sometimes being aggro, you actually get punished for it. So it was definitely a risky play. But only having one might dudes and being able to pull that off and shut him down, I felt like it was worth it.
All right. So going into top 8 right now, because you are top 8, what are your threat matchups? What legends are you scared of fighting into the top 8?
Aurelia is always a tough one. It's usually kind of a toss-up between Viktor and Aurelia, usually who gets to go first. So might be a little iffy on those. And Kai'Sa is my big, I guess the big thing that hurts me the most. So much removal in the Kai'Sa matchups. They're able to wipe all my tokens very easily. So those are the two I'm going to be watching out for.
All right. Well, good luck in top 8. We're going to cut back to a Be Right Back screen, and then when we come back, we will be streaming one of the games from top 8, all right? And we'll have a bracket ready for you guys so that you can see all the legends and players participating in top 8 today. All right?